Congrats on this powerful series. This is a tribute to trial, tribulation, hope, and love against all odds. Why is this going to be an absolute must-watch?
I think I genuinely, and I say this as someone who was part of the show, who was in the show, the experience of watching it, I think, and I'm allowed to say this, is one of the strongest ensemble casts I've ever seen. In terms of the consistency, in terms of the commitment, in terms of what everyone brings to their characters. It's so moving. There's not a strand that you don't care about. It's so powerful. And I cried watching every single episode. And I know what happens, by the way.
Yeah.
And yet that was my experience as a viewer. So I think that once people start, they're not going to stop or be capable of stopping.
Yeah. It's also just, it's a true story. I think that's always compelling to me when I'm watching something, is knowing that this really happened, these are real people, and it's so well researched by Georgia Hunter, who wrote the book, and it's based on her family. So that element is something that I always connect to, but on top of that, it's surprising. It's something I haven't seen explored before in terms of the subject matter and this period of time in history. It's really adding to these stories that have been told before, like in film and television. I haven't seen this before. I haven't seen your character's journey or your character's journey or mine like really explored ever. So, and it's huge. It's all over the globe, different continents, different countries. Just it's really going to surprise audiences.
I think that also what's special about that is that it's so intimate. It's huge, but it's intimate. The point of view is so humanized, and you can relate to each and every character. And as Henry said, everyone is doing such a great job on this show. The cast here is incredible to watch and to act with on set. But yes, the intimacy between, I think, the viewer and the story is just so real. And I as Henry said, I was drawn to the screen while watching it, and I knew what's going on, and I just felt so that I was there with those characters, again, as a viewer, and also as an actor. Yeah.
In terms of the characters that we get to play, we had so much real material to work with in terms of letters, photos. For me, I mean, my character is a musician, and there's all these pieces that he has to play throughout that he actually composed. The author's grandfather really wrote. These are the actual songs. Like they're in the show, and they're incredible pieces of music. There's just so much to work with. I think it just adds so many layers of detail and truth to the story.
Yeah, and also a part of the fact that Georgia and her mother were on set, and that was such an emotional aspect of filming, and having them with us there. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was insanely important for me to also make them proud. But apart in that, I'm personally a grandchild of a Holocaust survivor, so I do feel that I've been surrounded by Holocaust stories and images during my whole life and upbringing, and I do feel that it's somewhere, like, it's in my DNA, this story and the urge to tell it. And it was, I don't know if that makes sense, but it was sort of easy for me to come onto this project, although I could never imagine what was it like back then. But I have my grandmother with me still alive to tell me her own personal stories, and I felt that I wanted to make also her proud, and her family and her story matter, and to make her feel seen.
But the connection to the real people is the gift that keeps on giving, in terms of having that tangible connection to their history, to be able to be on the side of set as I was, and to speak to some of George's relatives, and for them to tell me one more thing about Genick that I didn't know, and say, he had this generosity, or he had this sense of humor, and you're taking that and you're going, oh, I wish I'd known that a few episodes ago, but also I can still use it,
Yeah, oh my God, so amazing. And you guys talked about this cast. Talk to me about working alongside Joey King. I mean, she's so versatile. She's such an amazing actress. Can you talk to me about what was it like working with her?
She's a hoot. She's so talented, but she wears all of that amazing talent so lightly that she makes it look easy.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And she does a huge amount of lifting in this show. You know, the arc of her character is seismic. So it's not that she is doing anything small, but you know, she treads very lightly, and when it comes to the accent or when it comes to these things, there might be a lot going on under the surface that she's peddling, but when it comes to doing scenes with her, it's just there.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I think she's a phenomenal talent, and I think she's just world class in this show.
Yeah.
Of course. And you went from Bullet Train to this with her. What is that relationship like? I mean, you guys seem so close.
Yeah, Joey's the best. She's like really one of my best friends too. I love her so much. And she's a wonderful actor, and that combination just makes for a really good time. You know, it's an interesting project because our characters, we all have separate, you know, stories. We all end up in different places in the world and have different journeys. And we were all really supportive of each other and our journeys and the work that we had to do. And Joey had a really tough task with her story, with her character, her real person's story. And to watch her navigate it, you know, with such respect, you know, reverence for the person that she's playing, but also, you know, just dedication to her craft, but also just being a wonderful person. She's the best.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for people to see her performance.
Me too. It's amazing. Lastly, before we wrap up, have you seen the new Percy Jackson series?
No, I haven't.
Would you ever make a cameo?
I mean, maybe. I'm open to things. I haven't seen it yet. I do want to see it though, and it looks really good.
Well, I love it, and I hope you do. Congratulations on this, guys.